Yeah, not much action going on. People are more involved, I would say, with hedging for corporates and so forth. So there's no
Een mailtje en
ja,
en dan kunnen zien eventueel iemand anders. Een kwartiertje, 20 minuten.
Well, markets in general reacted very negatively. We saw pound sterling crashing against the euro and the dollar, and especially stock markets, European stock markets went down at the opening 5 to 10%. To see such big moves, that we have to go back to the financial crisis. I think the last time this happened was after Lehman and also the beginning of 2009. Then we had shocks of more than 5% on the day, so it already dates from several years ago that we saw these big moves. You also hear I'm afraid that markets will remain quite shaky because tomorrow there will not be more certainty than today. We already know that Cameron will be stepping down in the UK. What will be the new government? How will negotiations with the European Union proceed? So a lot of uncertainties, and so I think that markets will remain quite volatile in the coming days.
My first reaction is it's a disaster. It's a disaster for the EU, but even more so it's a disaster for the UK. I think we're facing a lot of uncertainty, which will be costly, and in the long run it weakens both the UK and the EU. It's a lose-lose proposition. Why is it? Well, for the UK there are a lot of economic costs, there are short-term costs. We already see the pound is suffering, we are going to see stock markets suffering. We see financial institutions thinking about whether they want to keep their headquarters in the UK. And in the longer run, I think the UK will end up outside the single market, and that means there will be less investment and less growth in the UK for a number of years to come. It certainly strengthens the populists, the Eurosceptics, the anti-establishment voices which we have in most countries now. But I don't think it will lead to a domino effect because in the end this will depend on what kind of deal Britain gets when it leaves. If Britain actually is outside the single market, if there's political turmoil, maybe even a breakup of the United Kingdom, I don't think that's an example other countries will want to follow.